TV commercials are supposed to be quick, catchy, and usually kind of funny, right? But every now and then, companies put out ads so creepy, disturbing, or just plain wrong that they had to be pulled off the air completely. Today, we're looking at the most disturbing TV commercials that were actually banned. Let's start with one of the strangest and most disturbing commercials ever tied to a candy brand, Sour Patch Kids. Now, let's watch and see why this ad was banned.
First, they're sour. Then they're sweet.
It's honestly hard to believe this ever made it to TV. A candy commercial should never be linked to something so dark and disturbing. I'll give more context for those who might be confused. The slogan for Sour Patch Kids is, "First they're sour, then they're sweet." The problem is that this commercial used Nazi imagery to show the sour side. It may have been meant to be creative or edgy, but it went way too far, considering the dark things that happened during World War II involving Germany and the Axis powers. It's offensive for many people to even see, and while it's just an ad for candy, the message was too disturbing, so it's no surprise that it got banned. Now this next commercial comes from Oreo, a brand that's usually fun and family-friendly, but at one point, they were tied to an ad that ended up being racist and offensive. Instead of being lighthearted, it shocked people with its inappropriate and disturbing ending. The commercial shows a young boy who grows up eating Oreos. Everything seems fine until, as an old man, he gets an Oreo with chocolate filling. Then he starts to say the N-word, but the ad cuts off before he finishes, and thank goodness it does. Still, it's way too far. Oreo is supposed to be about fun, sharing, and happiness, not spreading racist ideas. Seeing a brand this big cross that line feels disturbing, and it's clear why this ad was pulled before it caused even more damage. The next inappropriate commercial is foreign, and I'm not exactly sure what language it's in, but even through the animation alone, it's easy to see why it was banned.
Коктейли «Хуч» с натуральным соком. Охученные фрукты.
This Hooch soda ad shows a lemon and a soda can doing inappropriate things behind a bush while making crazy, exaggerated faces. There's really not much more to say about why it was banned. It speaks for itself. Next, we have another candy commercial that got banned for being both weird and inappropriate, this time from Skittles. Once you see it, you'll understand why. It's definitely one of the strangest things I've ever seen in a commercial. It was meant to be quirky and funny, but it ended up making viewers really uncomfortable. Now, let's see if you agree.
Lemon.
Uh-huh.
Orange.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Mother. I love eating Skittles every time you eat Skittles.
I love you eating Skittles every time I eat Skittles.
I miss Dad.
The ad shows a mom eating Skittles, while her son, still connected to her by an umbilical cord, tastes them too. What was meant to be a funny and creative idea turned out to be creepy and unsettling. This one definitely crosses the line from weird to disturbing. Skittles is supposed to be fun and colorful, but this commercial made people genuinely uncomfortable, which is why it didn't stay on air for long. Who would have thought a Klondike ice cream commercial would make it onto this list? Let's take a look, peonies.
Milkman? Is this a bad time?
In this ad, a Klondike wife cheats on her Klondike husband with a Crunch bar, turning what should have been a light-hearted ice cream promo into something really uncomfortable and awkward. It's one of those ads that makes you wonder what the creators were thinking. Ice cream is supposed to be fun and sweet, not about cheating and drama. This next commercial offended a lot of people, and honestly, I don't understand why some still try to defend it.
Back in the early 1960s, the Mexican bread company Group Bimbo released one of the most controversial commercials in its history to promote a new chocolate-covered sweetbread called Negritos, known as Nitos today. The commercial begins with a group of children in full-body black paint emerging from mud huts that were meant to represent Africa as they excitedly eat the chocolate bread. By today's standards, the ad is shockingly racist, using every harmful stereotype about black people imaginable. At the time, however, the commercial was very popular, and many viewers didn't seem to question the imagery or the product name. Over the years, the company has tried to erase the footage, change the product's name, and redesign the packaging. Interestingly, some modern ads for Nitos still exaggerate hairstyles like afros after eating the bread, which many people believe is a subtle callback to the original commercial. This controversial ad is now often discussed as a classic example of racism in advertising and how media can normalize harmful stereotypes, even in something as simple as a chocolate bread commercial.
Even for its time, this commercial is shocking to me. I'm not sure why the company still hasn't fully rebranded or changed its mascot. The exaggerated afro and overdone design are unnecessary and still offensive today. Now let's move on to a commercial made for Volvo cars. Even though they tried to be creative, it failed badly and was banned for reasons you'll soon see.
A is for Amber, who's taking the bus. B is for Larry, who's feeding the doves. C is for Clara, cleaning her lambs. D is for Dora, hanging out with her friends. E is for Eric, who's digging too deep. F is for Freddie, whose heart stopped to beat. G is for Gary, who's crossing the street.
This one is so bad I can't even really comment on it. It had to be censored. I'm just glad it got banned when it did. Hopefully no other car brand, or any company really, ever tries to make something like this again. It seems like these companies just can't help mixing sweets with bad ideas because we have another candy commercial that got banned for doing the exact same thing. Can you guess which candy it was advertising? That's right, M&M's. Again, how can such a cute-looking commercial be offensive? Well, it's pretty simple.
Daddy?
I just think there's a reason that we come in different bags.
Howard. Daddy, all that matters is he's sweet.
He ain't half as sweet as white chocolate.
I hate you!
New M&M's dark chocolate.
The ad shows a family where the parents don't want their daughter dating a dark chocolate M&M. That alone says enough. Its message was clearly racist, and the ban speaks for itself. Well, that's all for today, peonies. Some of these commercials were truly awful and definitely deserved to be banned, but I hope you still enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.